Hello everyone, this is Dr. Surya. So today we are going to see about the basics of orifice meter and some of workout examples. So again, this orifice meter, it is a device that is used for measuring the discharge through a pipe, and the thing is that it is very cheaper device when you compare to the Venturi meter, because it can be installed in any of the pipeline with a minimum of trouble and minimum expense. Even with minimum expense we can install it off very easily, and it also works as same as Venturi meter. So it will be having one flat circular plate and it will have a some hole will be there. So this is the hole here, and this hole is called as the orifice, and it is concentric with the pipe. And this orifice diameter, how we are keeping it is that we will be keeping it that 0.5 times the diameter of the pipe, and differential manometer will be connected at section 1. And after the orifice plate, you can see that the flow will be, you can see the dotted red color lines here. So this the flow will be like this. So you can see here the flow, general flow, the direction of the flow will be like this. And from here, since because an orifice plate is kept here, the water cannot flow as the full sludge. It has to converge and it has to go, it has to converge and go. And at that point we are having a having our section 2. So similarly here also, that we are going to follow the same principle, that is, it works on the value, it works on the basic principle of Bernoulli's equation. And it is fixed concentric to the pipe. And this orifice diameter, as mentioned earlier, it can be kept half of the diameter of the pipe. And here the value of CD will be varying from 0.60 to 0.65, and it is an economical one. And another thing is that it for fixing this thing, it for fitting it requires a very less space. And the difference between the orifice meter and Venturi meter is that for a Venturi tube there is no contraction, but here there will be some little bit contraction will be, that is a major difference of this between the Venturi meter and orifice. Some more differences are that this Venturi meter is used to measure the discharge for all incompressible fluids, that is even with gases which is having a very low pressure variations in wells or as liquids. But in orifice meter, if you take, you can measure only the flow rate of a liquid, not for gases. We cannot use this Venturi meter for the we cannot use this orifice meter to measure the gases with low pressure variations and all. So only for that Venturi meter can be used it. And this Venturi meter can be installed in any, it can be installed in any pipelines. And in Venturi meter, this flow velocity will be measured by noting the pressure differences between the inlet and the throat. But in orifice meter, this discharge velocity is measured by using either pitot tube or some trajectory method can be used to determine the velocity of it. So these are some of the differences and between the Venturi meter and the orifice meter. So we have to be very careful when using this. And another thing is that this in Venturi meter, losses will be very less, so that the coefficient of discharge will be higher. You might be noticed that for Venturi meter the coefficient of discharge will be between 0.95 to 0.98, but in orifice meter I have told that it is between 0.6 to 6.5. So it is because that this losses will be very less in case of Venturi meter. But in case of orifice meter, there is no convergent or divergent cones are there, and because there will be more losses. So hence, because of that, this coefficient of discharge will be low in case of the orifice meter. So we should note that also. And let us know the formula for this orifice meter. Q is equal to CD into A naught into A1 into root of 2 GH divided by root of A1 square minus A naught square. So what is this term A naught here? So generally we used to do with A1 and A2, that is area at section 1 and area at section 2. This is what we do generally. But here, what is this we are coming across a new term called A naught. So this A naught will be called as a area of vena contracta. So what is this area of vena contracta? So generally if you see that there is an orifice or hole, orifice in other word it is called as hole. So what happens is that the liquid is coming out from this orifice and this forms a jet of liquid, and this cross sectional area of the liquid will be less than that of the orifice. So this area of jet of fluid, it will goes on decrease because the fluid will be coming like this, right? So fluid will be coming like this, and this what happens is here, from here it is coming. So this area of the jet of fluid, it will goes on decreasing, and at a section it becomes minimum at one point. So this section will be approximately at a distance of half of diameter of the orifice. So beyond this section the jet is getting diverges and it is getting attracted in the downward direction because of gravity, and this section is called as vena contracta. And exactly this section where it is getting attracted to the downward direction by gravity. So beyond this section the jet will get diverted, or it will get diverges, and it is getting attracted downward to the gravity, downward direction towards gravity, and this we call it as, this section is called it as vena contracta. So in another word, this vena contracta is a point in the fluid stream where the diameter of the stream will be the least one and the fluid velocity will be the maximum. So it is the place where the cross section area is going to be the minimum one. So we are going to use this vena contracta since because an orifice is used here. So the formula is given as Cd into A naught A1 into root of 2GH divided by root of A1 square minus A naught square. And it is difficult to find this A naught because at which point this area is minimum, or at which point the fluid is getting diverged or something. So in order to determine that, this coefficient of contraction Cc is given here. Cc will be equal to A2 divided by A naught. So using this we are going to determine the discharge for using our orifice meter. An orifice meter, it is given an orifice dia of 10 centimeter and we are inserting it into a pipe which is having 20 centimeter, and pressure gauge is also fitted in both upstream and downstream, and they have given the readings of that, and coefficient of discharge is given, and we have asked us to determine the discharge of water. So straight away we have to get the value of Q. So dia of orifice is given. So dia of orifice, which means D naught. D naught is straight away given, which is 10 centimeter. So A naught will be equal to pi by 4 into 10 square. So which is 78.54 centimeter square. As mentioned earlier, you can keep it in meter and you can do it off. So which is convenient to you. You can convert all the things in meter and you can do it off, or you can convert it into centimeter and you can do it off, or the mix of both. So I have given a mix of both here, and D1 is equal to 20 centimeter. So A1 will be equal to pi by 4 into 20 square, so which is 314.16 centimeter square. And they have given the pressure, carefully read it off. They have given the pressure gauges is fixed, and they have given the reading of pressure and pressure intensity. Pressure intensity is given, pressure head is not given. The pressure value is given, not the pressure head value. So we have to be very careful with these things. Now the P1 value is given to us as 19.62 Newton per centimeter square. So while converting into meter, I will be getting 19.62 into 10 power 4 Newton per meter square, which is P1 by rho g will be equal to 19.62 into 10 power 4 divided by 1000 into 9.81, which is 20 meter of water. So why I am getting the value of P1 by rho g? So it is very simple. So in the formula I am having the value of H. In order to get the value of H, I have to get the difference between the pressure heads. So in order to get the value of H, and the H is the difference between the pressure heads, I am getting the value of P1 by rho g. Or it is, if it is very confusing to you, just you can write the formula, that is Q is equal to CD into a naught a1 divided by root of a1 square minus a naught square into root of 2gh. So here I have to get the value of q. CD value a naught a1 is given in the problem, so here the unknown is going to be the h. So in order to get the value of h, my h is nothing but p1 by rho g minus p2 by rho g. So to get the value of h, I am doing all these calculations. Now I have to get the value of p2 by rho g because I have calculated p1 by rho g. So p2 by rho g is 9.81 into 10 power 4 divided by 1000 into 9.81, which is 10 meter of water. So my h value becomes 20 minus 10, which is equal to 10 meter of water, which is equal to 1000 centimeter of water. Since because I am having all the unit in centimeter, I am converting this again. And CD value is given as 0.6. So Q is equal to CD into a naught a1 divided by root of a1 square minus a naught square into root of 2gh. I am going to substitute all the values here. CD is 0.6, a naught value is 78.54 into 314.16 divided by root of 314.16 square minus of 78.54 square into root of 2 into 9.81 into 1000. Again I am making one mistake, which is that I am putting it in centimeter. So I have to write it in I have written in centimeter, so I have to write it in centimeter. So I have to write 981. So have to be very careful in substituting all these things. So Q will be equal to 68213.28 meter cube per second. So while converting it liters, it becomes 68.21 liters per second. Thank you and happy learning.